Hello and welcome to Rose Ribbons Crochet and Crafts. My name is Yawa and today I'm going to do a tutorial on the crochet feather. I learned how to do this last week and I really like them. I've been doing them in different types of yarn. This is the most recent one I've done. This is in size 3 crochet thread and I used a number 1 steel hook. So you can see what the different types of thread, the different widths you can get. This is I really like this. This is one of the Payette yarns, loops and threads with the sequences and sparkles. That makes a really interesting feather too. And you can see like this is a little wider because the thread is wider. Also, it's yarn, so it's gonna be wider. Here's the Payette again in the white. I made a white feather. That's pretty. And that's a blue one. I was doing like, different lengths and seeing how it looks short or long. So this one is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is 12 rows. And when I do the feather, I'm going to show you that you're always going to have 6 rows in the decrease. So just keep in mind when you're trying to figure how long you want the feather to always include 6 rows to the stitch count, to the row count, I'm sorry. So like this one is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so I did, wow, what is that? I did 11. Okay, so this one came out really long. 11 parts for the body, and then the 6 parts for the decrease, which makes it come to a point. Took me a long time to figure that out. Anyway, let me put these aside and we'll get started. And I'm using I'm using big yarn because it's easier to show what you actually need to do with a big yarn. Also blue, because with light colors sometimes the lighting will interfere with what you're able to see as far as where you're placing the hook. So I figured a blue yarn and just a regular weight would be the best way to show how to do it. So this is just a red heart super saver, and this color is country blue. It's kind of I like that blue. Okay, so here we go. You can start with a slip knot. I'm not going to start with a slip knot. I'm not a big fan of knots at all, so I'm just going to use my method, which is I take the tail of the yarn and bring it over to the front, and then I hold it between my middle and thumb finger. Okay, and then I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And as you can see, that's still there. It's not going anywhere. So it's okay. Then you're going to skip 1. You're not going to count what's on the hook as the first chain. You always count the one after. So that's the first one, and we're skipping that one. And then you're going to slip stitch into the next chain. And I like to slip stitch in the back loops. I mean, not the back loops. There's like the top loop, the bottom loop, and then when you turn it, there's that ridge. That's where I put my stitches. But, if you're comfortable just slipping it into the chain, then you can do that as well. It comes out looking pretty much the same, but this is just my preference. So alright, so that's 1, gives it a little different shape. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and there should be 7 chains left on this side. I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Very good. All right, now on the other side you're going to chain 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me just double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. And now you're gonna make a double crochet into the 1, 2, 3, 4th chain from the hook. And also place another double crochet in that same place as the first one. And now you're going to do 3 separate double crochets. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Pull out some more yarn here. Alright, and then the next thing we do is 3 double crochets together. It's almost like you're gonna do the double crochet, but you're just gonna pull through 2 and keep 2 on the hook. Yarn over again and make your double crochet, but don't complete it. Just take off 2, leave that hook, that third one on the hook, and then one more time, pull through 2, and now pull through all 4 like so, and that's the 3 double crochet together. Alright, so the next step is we're gonna put a treble in the base of the feather, which they call the calamus. 1, 2, yarn over twice, put the hook in, make your treble, and then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but in the reverse direction. Like in this one, we went from the 3 in the beginning, and then the 3 in the middle, and then the 3 together. So on this side, it's the reverse. And you're going to skip that, no, disregard that. Okay, so the first one, almost like you're making a double crochet, but just take off 2. Then the second one, just take off 2. And then the third one, take off 2, and then draw all 4 together. Okay, so now we're going to put the 3 in the middle, 3 double crochets in the middle. Make sure I stay in the camera. That's 1. Then 1 in the next chain. Then 1 in the next chain. Okay, and then the last one, you're just putting 3 separate double crochets in the same spot. Pull out my yarn some more. This is this. That's that's the second one, and that's the third one. Okay, you can always pull this tight, see? I never make knots. I stopped making knots a long time ago. This way is just, you know, when it's absolutely invisible. You can, a lot of times if I want to take something apart, I can't even tell because there's no knots. Okay, so that's the first row. Then we turn and chain 3. Let's see, is that 3? Let me do it over. I think I fumbled it a bit. All right. So turn and chain 1, 2, 3. Okay, now all the stitches are worked in the back loop of each row. So to start, we're going to place a double crochet at the base of the chain 3, and then another at the base in the back loop also. Okay, then we're going to put those 3 double crochets in the back loop, 2, 3 in the back loop only, and then we're going to do the gather 3 together in the back loop. So that's the first part. And the second part. And the third. Pull through 2, pull through 4. Alright, and now we do a treble. And you're going to do a front post around the treble underneath. Okay, and you're going to skip that chain that's like right behind those trebles, and you're going to do your 3 together. Part 2, part 3, and then you're going to do your 3 single double crochets. That's the first one, and that's the second one, and that is the third one. And then at the end is always 3 double crochets together. I'm sorry, 3 double crochets in the same chain. Okay, so that's rows 1 and 2. Now things will change a little on row 3, and you'll see. Alright, so I'm going to start it out as usual with a chain 3, and then 2 double crochets. Yarn got hooked there. Okay, and then I'm going to do my 3 double crochets. Now all this is in the back loops of the stitches. Then my 3 together. Okay, now at this point we're going to do a triple treble front post. So the double treble was over twice, the triple is over 3 times, and then the front post is and it's not the one directly underneath, it's the one from the first row that you're gonna insert the hook. Okay, so we're going down to the first row and we're putting the hook underneath that treble, and then we're gonna make our triple treble. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so that's what makes well, I can show you here. You see here that line? That's the center of the feather. That's what these front post trebles and double trebles are creating when you do that. It's making that line down the center. Okay, so then I'm gonna finish this off, and then I'll show you how to do the decrease, because after you do this third row, then you're just repeating the third row until you get the length that you want. And remember that you have to consider the 6 rows that is used for the decrease in considering the overall length for the feather. So, as I mentioned in the beginning. Alright, so let me do the 3 together. Okay, and then the 3 separate ones. And then the 3 in 1 chain at the end, in the back loop of that chain. This one, and 2, and 3. Okay, so that's the beginning, and I'm going to switch to one that I started. The heck was that? Oh, okay. Alright, so I did this one earlier, just so I can, instead of just repeating, because the rest of the rows are repeats. 1, 2, 3. So these are all repeats up to here, so there was no point in doing that. Okay, so this is going to be the part where you decrease, and I already joined it. I'll do it over. Just there's a lot of different ways to do joins, so I wasn't going to really focus on that, but I'll do it just, you know, just for the sake of someone who might want to do it this way. Alright, so in this part is supposed to be 3 stitches, so I just unraveled the last one so I can show you how it's done. And what you do is you make your double crochet and you just pull through the first part, and then you take the yarn and you leave a bit of a tail and you pull through like so, and all that gets weaved in later on, the tail and whatnot. And then you chain 3, 1, 2, 3, like that, and that starts it. Okay, so the chain 3 counts as the first double crochet. Now for the decrease, we're gonna do 2 double crochets in the space instead of 3 on this round, and we're gonna do that 4 times, and then I'll show you the difference in the last 2 rounds with the starting. Okay, so here we go. In the back loop also. Okay, so that's 2 instead of 3, as in the previous row. And then we got the 3 separate ones. three together. Pull out my yarn. Alright, and then the next step is triple treble front posts, and it's always going to be not the first row underneath, but the second. That's where you join that triple treble. Oh, that wasn't it. I didn't do yarn over enough. Let me see. That's double treble 3 times. Okay. Triple treble, yes. Okay. Like so. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. You can just give it a little tug. Alright, and then going back on the other side, and we're going to skip that chain, and we're going to go here, take off 2, yarn over, insert hook, pull through, take off 2, yarn over, insert hook, pull through, take off 2, take off 4. Then we got 1, 2, 3, and then we're at the last one. Remember, this is just 2 this time, not 3. 1 and 2, and turn. Chain 3, double crochet in the base, back loop, oh no, I got a knot. Not now, not now. There, okay. Now where we were doing 3, now we're just doing 2 double crochets because we're decreasing. That's 1. Oops. That's 2. Did I do that right? Nope. Oh, that's not right. I missed a stitch here. Okay. Alright, so this one, that's 1 and 2. Alright, yeah, because the next step is 3 together. 1, 2, and 3. Then the next step is your triple treble front posts. And it's always, you're always going to make that that join with the treble crochet on the row, on the second row from the row you're working on. Okay, so, and we're skipping that chain, which is behind the treble, and we're putting 3 together. just love the way this works out. Then it's 2 separate ones, 1 and 2. And then 2 in the same chain at the end in the back loop. All right, so that's the second increase. Let me just get in here so I can, oh, that's better. All right, I'm gonna turn, chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Put a double crochet here. Let's see, from here we got, all right, now we're just down to 1 separate double crochet, and then there's 3 together. Okay, then your triple treble front post. All right, then we got 3 together again. Pull up some yarn. Okay, so then we got 1 double crochet, 1 solitary double crochet. Its buddies were decreased. Oh, so sad. Alright, and then 2 in the last chain. Okay, so that's, see, it's starting to converge. Actually, I like that color combination. That's nice, huh? Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, and then this is decrease number 4, starting with chain 3 and a double crochet in the base. And now it's just 3 together. No more. No more solitary double crochets. Now it's 3 together. Okay. And we're still doing our triple treble front post. So far, looking good, looking good. Okay, now 3 together. And then in the last back loop on the chain, on the last chain, 2 double crochets. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. That's the exciting part. I'm going to get to the point. Okay. All right, so you turn. And this time, you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. and it's just going to be join two together, two double crochets together. And we're still doing that treble, triple treble. 1, 2, 3, and front post. All right. Then there's two together, two double crochets together. And then in the last chain in the back loop is just one double crochet. I hate when that happens. Okay, one more time. Do that one more time. Okay, that's row 5. And row 6 is gonna actually make the point. So we turn row 6, you just chain 2. 1, 2. And then in the next chain you do a half, you do a double crochet, but you don't complete it, just pull off 2. And then still make your triple treble front post, but don't complete it, just pull off 2, 2, and 2, and leave the rest. And then in the next chain make a double crochet, but don't complete it, and just wait a minute, I messed up, I forgot to yarn over. Let's see, I hope that's right. Yeah, okay. Yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and then in the last space do a double crochet, not the last space, in the last chain, in the last back loop of the last chain. Okay, pull through 2. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pull through all 5. And then chain 1, and we are done. Success. And that is the feather. Once you do a couple of them, you'll get, you'll get the knack of it. It's just making sure you do the right stitch count at the various points where it's going to make a difference, like up in here, which it decreases. So I was counting the point specifically because it's kind of in 3 parts. The first part is where you're doing just 2 double crochets on the edges. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then on the 5th part is 1. You start with 1 double crochet, and then on the 6th part is 2 chains. So I like to break it down like that because that helps me to keep track of what the next steps are, so that I know that there's 4 parts where I'm doing the 2 double crochets, and then only one part, 1 row where I'm doing the 1 double crochet, and then the final row where I'm starting with just 2 chains. So that way I don't, accidentally do, say, 5 rows where I'm doing 2 double crochets. That will throw it off. Or do 2 rows of the one double crochet that will throw it off. So I broke it down like that, and that helps to not have to do it over. Okay, so I hope this helps, and I hope you enjoy making these as much as I have. I have just begun with these. These are so much fun to make. So many different color combinations and sizes and textures, and you know, different types of yarn. Like the paillette. I love the paillette. This blue one is my favorite so far. Oh, yes, feathers, feathers. Okay, gotta go. New Year's Eve, y'all. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye.